Okay. So, good morning.
Good morning, Peter.
I thought what we might do today, we have your laptop here and we have Wi-Fi and we have the preservecompany.com site. And I thought it might be interesting to sort of go on a cook's tour of the website.
Sure.
I guess us perhaps both in a way acting as in the role of cook, alternatively because it's your website, but you know it's also my business. I haven't had anything to do with the creation of this, so I can sort of offer a somewhat objective view of things. So, your screen is going to sleep. There we go. So maybe we're just at the front page here. Talk to me about what's on the front page and where it leads in general. You know, just give me an overview of what's there.
Well, I guess coming to the front door, we wanted people to know that there are humans involved in the company. So there's a photograph of Shirley and I. It's our plan to have actually photographs of staff rather than she and I. And so our logo, our most recent rendition of the logo is there. We seem to change that every 3 or 4 years. Not settled yet. And then what we've shown here on the right-hand side is basically sort of, we call them shops. And that it sort of gives you a premise as to what's really in on the shopping side of our business. But it's not screaming at you to buy now. If you want to understand a little bit more about our business, there's a 1-minute and 60-second commercial that's a video that explains the scope and breadth and width of our company.
Is that purpose-built for the website, or is it something you've used elsewhere?
No, it was purposely built for the government website, the tourism department. And it was all around the same time we were doing a new website. We thought it'd be advantageous to plug it in here. Excuse me. We have a comment board to which, to date, nobody has made comments, so that's interesting in itself. We have a little information about our Gardens of Hope project, which is located next door. We have a place for people to sign up for newsletter and contests, to which we don't have any formal contests at this point in time. And then,
do you have informal contests?
No informal contests. So
this is the website and magically win something by accident.
That's right. So we probably should take the word contest off there until we have that figured out. And then conversations with Bruce, of course, are the conversations that you and I have had, which will allow people to scroll into, and if they have the time and desire to sit and listen to you and I.
Now, if you can go back up to the top there for a second.
Sure.
One thing that jumps out at me here is specialty foods as a title. I mean, it's obviously that's the sort of industrial sector that you're a part of. It doesn't jump out at me as a, and maybe it does for other people. I'm not sure what a specialty food is.
No, and I don't disagree with you, Peter. Boy, we did wrestle a little bit with that one, but then again, we have pushed the folks who were producing our site.
Well, what is behind actually? What are specialty foods if we go in?
Well, if you go in there, this is pretty well everything that's in a glass jar.
Okay.
So you'll see the list here.
Right.
So preserves is, we've put number 1. It's not alphabetical order.
Right.
But we're assuming we should be number 1.
Now, if you look just at that list of products there, if you sort of looked at it by volume or opportunity, like do you sell 90% preserves and 10% everything else, or is it sort of evenly distributed over that list? Or?
Yeah, that's a good point. Preserves probably would represent 80%, the 20-80 rule.
I guess because I was thinking about having visited this website a couple of days ago and trying to think like a customer, going to that front page and thinking, oh, it's the Prince Edward Island Preserve Company. I'd like to buy some preserves. Well, first of all, I have to do the translation from preserves into specialty foods.
Yes.
And then I have to come here and you know, then I guess I see preserves. And this, what's down below here then is sort of a mixture of all of these, and then I can go drill down deeper, basically.
That's right. So if you were to hit the preserve button, then you'll get the complete inventory of preserves. If you were to hit the kitchen connoisseur, you can... Exactly.
So if you go and look at preserves for a second. Okay, so there's some things you have pictures of the jar of, and then other things you have a generic.
And we are in the process of getting some new shots done. The shots that we had might not have been good enough. And we're also in the process of changing this again, that if you were to hit Strawberry Grand Marnier, the 3 sizes that are available are first and foremost.
Right, right.
So we have the matrix all prepared behind the scenes. We're hoping to have it out in the next week or so.
The other, and I don't think I have an answer to this, but you know, here's a Strawberry Grand Marnier Preserves. You know, that's obviously a photograph of that bottle.
Yep.
I'm not sure how you do justice to Strawberry Grand Marnier Preserves on a screen.
I know.
Taking a photograph of a bottle doesn't seem to capture the essence of it, especially because all the bottles really, other than if you look carefully, they're the same. I'm not sure whether having a bottle of Grand Marnier and a pile of strawberries would do any better.
Yeah, well, I guess we're looking at the banner across the top. And I won't say the banner changes for every, but if you hit marmalades, it's the same banner.
Right.
But what we would like to do is create a banner that's wider than what it is, that shows perhaps more citrus fruits and gives you more of an idea.
Right.
If you were to click on this, then again, we're sort of restricted A, by budgets, and B, the technology that we've chosen to use. But this gives you a little bit more information explaining the flavor, what's in it, whether it's chunky or smooth.
And actually, the photo at that larger size
Is much better.
is much better.
Yeah. So we are changing the matrix for that. When you hit on preserves, actually a complete list will come down in a scroll down menu first. Then you will pick the one that you want. And then don't know the answer to this, but I'm assuming that the larger one will come up.
Right. I guess, you know, again, sort of taking a step back, one of the dangers that we all fall into when we're making things like this is to sort of thinking about a sort of product matrix in a very logical way. You know, this is how we categorize our products. Here are the subtypes of our products. It's interesting to consider whether people who are shopping think about that in the same way.
No.
You know, if I'm looking for something like lemon ginger marmalade, although there are obviously other paths to this, I don't think about that as a member of the marmalade family, which is a member of the Reserve family, which is a member of the specialty foods family. So, thinking about when we were touring in New Glasgow and sort of walking by the shelves and sort of experiencing the range of products, that feeling, I don't know, it's hard to translate that, I understand.
We're working with the shopping cart that we've chosen to use, which is a Canadian software. Now, they do have a nice search feature, so I mean, if you knew that you were looking for lemon and ginger marmalade, you can put in lemon and ginger, and we're going to test it now. I'll just even put in there.
Okay, well that's nice.
So then you can see
and then the different sizes of, okay.
Now, because I just put lemon, we have lemon and poppy seed shortbread cookies as well.
Right.
So that they do have a nice feature that way.
Oh, that is nice.
There certainly is a degree of this to which you need to be, if you're computer savvy, there's a lot of nice little features for this. If you're not computer savvy, then we can make it a little easier for sure. Yeah.
It's another thing I noticed here, because I saw this when I was using this the other day. I think that's a valuable thing to know. The fact that it's in red seems to be, that just sort of in my mind says, stop, this is dangerous. Like it's more of a, like I'd like that to be more, hey, there's this great opportunity if you buy for it.
Right.
As it is, it sort of looks like an error message. So that's just an aesthetic.
Oh, I appreciate that, Peter. The other thing we want to do outside of the shopping cart, if you'll notice, if it's okay, I'll go back to the home page. Because this is operating on 2 systems, we have the pistachio colored border. But because we're working with WordPress that's developed on this side of the site, when we go into the shopping cart, we're actually going into a different software.
Okay, that's why the URL changes there from
URL,
www to store, right?
Exactly. So the pistachio color does not come through.
And this was?
This is anywhere inside this shopping cart.
Okay. But when you click, if you go back to the home page.
Yep.
And you just clicked on shopping, did you?
I just clicked on shopping. I didn't even scroll down. I just hit shopping. Then it takes me into a mix mash of whatever. It just comes up. It comes up random. So I go new products, top products.
Right.
But there's my stores, our shops.
Oh, and gifts and donations were the ones that were down below on the homepage. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this word gifts are going to change to handcrafts.
Right.
And and specialty food shop. I think that'll change.
So take me back to the lemon ginger.
Sure.
Yeah.
How do I do it today? Okay, cool.
Okay.
So there are two sides of the
So
cup.
let's buy one of those.
All right. I have the opportunity to either drag and drop into the shopping cart, or to actually add to cart, which is something I would like to have at this window. And
Like add to cart. Can you actually click on that as well, the price?
I think it'll take us to the larger photo.
Okay,
And then I add.
and then you have to add to cart. So
Yeah.
you could have an add to cart button back there.
I hope so.
Yeah.
This is one of our wish list things.
Yeah, I think I mentioned to you earlier that although the sort of drag into your shopping cart thing is sort of
Yeah.
feels nice, it's
Yeah.
not necessarily a metaphor that everyone's going to understand. It may
No.
be that for repeat customers it's useful, but I think for first-time customers you sort of need to fall back on the tried and true
Yeah.
metaphors of adding a cart. And if you have both, I don't think that's an issue. So.
No.
And you know, the fact that you can see what's in your cart here, I think is useful.
Yep.
Um,
The only thing now that we've had a couple comments from people, they don't know how to change their cart. Though it's pretty bold right
yeah.
there.
I guess can you drag something out of your cart?
That's a good question. I doubt it. No.
Okay. I guess that sort of seems like half a metaphor then. But,
Yeah.
But okay, so let's check out then.
Okay.
And what? How did we get two in there? I guess
Oh,
you hit you
yes.
added to cart twice. Yes.
Yes, I did. I dragged one in and then I add to cart. Yeah.
Now this are you a previous customer and log in and register? This is something that I've been talking about with clients for years. The notion of is it the convenience of being a returning customer and having your shipping address stored for you is there's some benefit there. Then there's the sort of if you look at this page, you're taking up this huge amount of real estate here for if 90% of your customers are not returning customers, then you're just annoying the new people here. So the notion of whether or not even it's useful to have a customer registration part of the site, I think, is an open question. It may be if you have a lot of repeat business and it's a considerable convenience to people, then yes. If a lot of your business is not repeat business, then I think that can be, if the first thing that I'm presented with is log in or register, when all I was thinking of is I just want to buy this preserved, then I think you run the risk of sort of diverting people or having people just leave right here.
So are you suggesting that people be able to buy without having to register?
Oh, very definitely.
Okay.
As an entry level, yes. But even just so that I would say that's got to happen. But I think in terms of the prominence of this login and register and this, very few people are going to read this text.
Right.
I understand the reason for this returning customers, and we changed our web store thing, but you're sort of forcing everyone to read that, even though maybe relatively few people are going to be affected by that
Okay.
situation.
So, and I appreciate very much your comment. So we could even put
Like
a smaller text.
Yeah, or
smaller
just
amount of
like
words.
even over here, returning customer.
Click here.
But otherwise, let's just continue on down.
Right on. Okay. Cool.
And I guess again, even all I want to do is buy my lemon and ginger. The notion that I'm creating an account here, again, I think that can be considered a barrier for some people. But why don't you
Do we log in?
create or just we've never seen this site before, so
Okay. Excuse me. I'll just create a false name because I'm already registered.
right.
And I'm choking. Excuse me. Trying to shake this cold. I gotta create a new name. I don't know how to spell it. It's an old company. I'll put my cell number.
This would be a great opportunity for your customers to zoom in on the video and call you in the middle of that.
That's true. Okay. So I just made the account information.
Right.
Now, yeah, good point. I can see where this would No, okay, I haven't, okay. Now I'm gonna put in my mailing address. It's auto-filling, how do you guys recognize me? Um, Spelled Quebec wrong in there, we gotta fix that. Somebody brought that to our attention yesterday, a couple days ago. Shipping address, same as billing address, click, should autofill, yeah.
So if that, okay, so it's taking your name from up here and putting it down there, right?
Yeah.
Do you, just based on history, do you know how frequently the shipping and billing addresses are different from one another?
I couldn't answer that. Our goal, certainly, our goal is to have it that Peter or whoever signs in, their account information is certainly proprietary to us,
Right.
and that we know how many times you've come back and you've ordered.
Right.
We also would like to be able on the database to be able to keep a system there for you to be able to come in and say ship to mom, and her address would
Right.
autofill, dad, hopefully same address, or my sister in Vancouver, and that would autofill. That's our goal.
Yeah, and again, I mean, I think I would suggest that when you look at that goal, obviously doing that is going to be of help to some people, but it's also going to make this a more, it's not going to, doesn't necessarily have to
Yeah.
make it super complicated,
No.
but it's going to introduce something else to draw the eye away, so you have to sort of balance those two against one another.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate that. I mean, I think it could be put in very tastefully and not in your way.
Yeah.
That is ship to, and there's your list.
Right.
Right? Just similar to what Amazon has,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we have less than 1% of the budget they have. Yeah.
Oh, and then this is presumably then under countries, I'm just reading this note here, only Canada and the US are,
That's right.
you can select there.
Yeah. We've had orders from other parts of the world to which we've learned the hard way that were fraudulent.
Right,
So
right.
we've shipped to Russia, we've shipped to Nigeria. Yeah.
Somebody's enjoying preserves at somewhere along the line.
And some poor sod in Germany had to put on their credit card.
Right. Well,
Yeah. So don't mean to point those countries out, but those are the three countries that seem
Right.
to be, yeah. So that's the process.
okay, now keep going down.
Okay, we've put here the opportunity for you, like almost going through the grocery checkout,
Yeah.
as to whether you would want to support our mission, and that the Gardens of Hope is something that you can choose to go buy. Since we've put this up, maybe out of the, let's say the 50 orders that may have come in, we've had 3 or 4 people click the donations.
Right.
And so it might be a bit, it's yet to be determined whether this is the right thing to do.
Right.
Yeah. Now to submit your order, because we're using the PayPal system, we have asked you to enter the text from above, that we're not getting spam orders and so on and so forth.
So the reason you're doing that is because when I click submit, you're going to send me to PayPal, and you don't want to be sending people who aren't actually going to fulfill on the payment side.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you enter that now, that code,
Yeah.
and again, I mean, I understand the technical reason for that. It does seem like one of those places where you're going to lose some people there just because they're.
Yeah, and we haven't done the analytics to determine whether we have or not. I can just tell you personally, I don't like this at all.
Right.
And I'm not really happy with PayPal.
Right.
But, and we are working towards getting rid of the PayPal system.
And what are the terms and conditions of shopping with the Prince Edward Island Reserve Company?
I couldn't even begin to tell you, other than our terms and conditions are that we have the choice of whether we wish to fulfill the order or not.
Okay.
And it's basically to cover ourselves. If we feel that there's something a little smelly about this order, we make the decision.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, again, that I just.
It's a bit legalistic. And
Well, and I'm thinking of situations where I will have filled something out and I don't see that, and I click submit order, and then of course I get an error message saying I have to, and it just sort of creates this, like, what happens if you don't?
Good point. Good point. What happens? That takes me back. You must agree to the terms and conditions.
Right.
Yes, I mean, personally, I don't like the legalistic thing out of this. But let's see what the terms and conditions says. And hopefully it's short and sweet. And it just explains there's our return policy, our privacy policy, personally identifiable information. And I've probably even gone out and borrowed this from, and reworded it from some other site. And it's kind of goobly goop. Explain that you may use cookies.
I mean, the other option may be, so if you want to go back to your order, I guess, can you just click back now and we'll
I should be able to go back to my shopping cart. And I see that I can't, really.
Oh, because we're back at www, we left store.
Yeah. And the shopping cart didn't follow us. So I go back to checkout. So that's a bit cumbersome.
And now you have to start again where you left off.
Yeah.
I wonder if a possible way of handling this, I mean, if you're sure that you have to have that there, if you got rid of the checkbox and just said by clicking submit order you agree to the terms and conditions, you might be achieving the same sort of legalistic effect without forcing people to do what we just did here. So.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I'm at the checkout. So yeah, so I lost all the information.
Right.
And so that's a shame. Yeah, that would be a frustration.
Yes.
For sure. And my stuff is still there.
Yeah, I mean, at least your shopping cart's still there. But
yeah, exactly.
So if you were to go and enter this account information as we did before, actually, why don't you do it? Why don't you log in? Sure.
Yeah.
We'll go through that process.
It's kind of hard typing sideways.
It's also hard with the camera watching your every.
Yeah, I know.
Every key.
It's funny, isn't it? When people watch you type, you kind of tend to screw up. It's amazing how many people have the same password with the same amount of dots. I can't even type in. Okay. Boom. Autofill. There we go. Now, so I'm gonna accept shipping address same as billing address. I'm not gonna make a donation. I'm gonna submit my order. 5H2DB. I didn't put capital, so I'm interested to see what happens here.
The other thing about this is I'm assuming that if you fill that in incorrectly, it's going to give you that same sort of error message saying you filled this in incorrectly. You're not going to lose your information, but again, it sort of creates that.
Do we want to test drive that?
Well, sure, why don't you do that?
Good, the information's still there. So that's a good thing. Even the terms and conditions stayed clicked.
Now, if you fill that in correctly,
This number should change, right? But it didn't. Is that what you're thinking?
no, I just fill that in correctly. Okay, it actually does remember that. So, I mean, in fact, the fact that it doesn't change is a good feature, because if you left off your province and then you come back in and you had to do this every time there was an error, then I can see how that would be an issue.
Right.
Ideally, once you submitted that correctly once, then you'd never have to submit it again. Okay, so now we're going to PayPal.
We're going to PayPal. And if I have a PayPal account, I can
Right.
log in. And if I don't have a PayPal account. The thing that I don't like about this window from PayPal's perspective is that they're really trying to filter you into becoming a PayPal member.
Right, right.
And I think they're not giving 50% of the real estate to the fact that if you're not. But they're commercial, and I understand why it is they're doing that. I'm not really happy with PayPal. It's a wonderful organization, for sure, but
It is. I mean, it does sort of feel like you've left
Yeah.
the Preserve Company store. And I mean, I think PayPal has some equity in people's minds, so it's not like you sent them off to
no.
generic payment place, but still, I think you're going to lose people at this point.
And I agree.
To a certain extent.
I-
Have you always used PayPal for payment processing, or it's just with the new shopping cart software you've moved?
It's with the new shopping cart. We're trying to be able to minimize the steps that are involved with us in processing an order.
Right.
And the old way we used to do things, it came in on a secure server. We didn't keep track of your credit card number, but we would take it over, the number over to the Interact dialing for dollars machine,
Right.
punch in all the numbers, and then shred the codes. That was really a laborious thing. So we looked at trying to, how can we get away from this? And with the software, even though it's Canadian, with the software that we were using, the amount of opportunities we had to have a seamless thing happen is really minimal and really frustrating. And so the only thing, we ended up with PayPal.
So does the software that you're using actually support, setting up an online merchant account and doing, not using PayPal, or is the software intimately tied to PayPal?
It was intimately tied to other banking systems that we are not already tied to.
Okay, right.
That was the frustration, right?
So PayPal was sort of the fallback position then?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Now, we're trying to move on from that, and our suppliers say that they have now a new solution, another solution, so we're waiting patiently to hear what that is.
So if I purchase something from you and you want to refund me, you would go into your PayPal account and you'd sort of refund me through, the money would go back into my PayPal account ultimately.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not too labor intensive to do that. Actually, it's pretty slick. The thing with anybody who's watching this that is thinking about getting into e-commerce and does big volume, the thing to be mindful of is PayPal has a watch and see attitude just to find out who you are, whether you're legitimate or not.
Right.
So they will keep 30% of your payments for 90 days.
Okay.
So if you bought $100 from me today, they're going to keep 33 cents.
Right.
And they take their fees off of that, which are a fair and reasonable price as well. But it's on the 91st day that I start getting back that 30%. Starts coming back to me.
Right.
91st day, 92nd day, so on and so forth. So they just get a chance to find out whether you're a fraudulent operation or not. And again, I'm okay with that. I understand that. It gives me some peace of mind too.
Sure. So can we actually keep going at this point?
No, because as soon as I hit, we're in. Well, okay. So
You can always refund yourself.
that's true.
Or you can enjoy some lovely lemon ginger preserves.
I don't know if I have a credit card that will go through, Peter.
I'll tell you
just joking.
the number of copies of the Old Farmer's Almanac that have accidentally shown up at my door as a result of testing online stores is.
Excuse me.
You should probably keep your credit card off camera.
Shops with us online, but I know that the average age is moving up,
Right.
and
So you can continue without logging. It's telling you have a PayPal account, but you can continue without logging into your PayPal account, I guess.
yeah.
So,
I'm not sure if the shopper, particularly as you get older, would find this process
right.
too cumbersome. Sorry, your last action could not be completed. If you're making a purchase any money,
Okay.
yeah. So
We don't know why that happened, but
no, if you came from PayPal website, click the PayPal. So yeah, at this point as a consumer, I'd say forget
I've gone
it.
on
I'm
to
out of
Billy's Preserve Company.
here. I'm out of here, right?
So I mean, yeah, I think I understand the rationale for working with PayPal. Obviously, it does. PayPal makes it pretty easy, but there's still, as we've seen,
Yeah.
some opportunities for things to go off the rails. So,
Yeah. So that Preserve Company just lost my order.
Now, if you go back to preservecompany.com,
I go the easy way. Yep.
where is your order now?
I would venture to say that it's probably might still be there.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it's not until sort of the message comes back from PayPal that your order is sort of marked as having been completed.
Yeah. So if I honestly I don't know how long that will reside on the server.
Right.
Whether it's 24 hours or 90 minutes. So I need to find that out.
Right. So let's assume that everything with PayPal worked okay.
Yes.
What happens at that point from a customer's point of view?
PayPal.
Do they end up coming back to preservecompany.com at the end of the PayPal process?
I don't know the answer.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know the answer. And I'm going to assume not.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is a shame. I think they receive a confirmation from PayPal,
Right.
which we had been wanting to have that confirmation with our logo on it.
Right.
I don't think that's in place.
Do you also send them an email from the store, or?
Not as a confirmation.
Okay.
I could be wrong on this.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that there is a confirmation sent, whether it's from PayPal or from our store. Something tells me it's from the store. We use PayPal to send the confirmation when it's been shipped. So PayPal will actually send a notice
Oh, okay.
that your order has been shipped, your credit card has been charged, and here's the tracking number.
So if I have paid through PayPal using my credit card, PayPal doesn't actually bill my credit card until you mark the order as being shipped?
That's my understanding.
Okay, okay. Well, that's
That's my
helpful.
understanding. Yeah, that's my understanding.
And-
I like that feature because,
Yeah.
I mean, a few years past, it's interesting how staff, we would say that we would ask the customer to give us 3 days grace
Right.
to be able to pack the order. The thing that was happening that I didn't really like happening is that we would take the order, we would process the credit card to ensure that the credit card was
Right.
valid, and then I would have staff say, sometimes even if there's no orders on the desk, well, I got 3 days to put that out.
Right.
That's not an issue anymore.
Yeah.
Now the goal is the order comes in the same day, we try to get the order out the same day. So it's more of a, we don't have an official scoreboard, but that's the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there are a couple of points where, as we were going through there, like the terms and conditions part, the place where I had to enter the code, which I understand the sort of policy/technical reasons for, but they do strike me as points where, from a customer's point of view,
Cumbersome.
well, they're cumbersome, and you're also sort of telling me like, we don't trust you. Like,
Yeah.
really, what you're saying from a technical perspective is we don't trust this bad person, but from my perspective, there's very little difference.
Yes, yes.
So it's, and I noticed like if you go to the front page of the store,
Front page.
front page of the website,
And I really appreciate what you have to say, Peter, because I concur 100%.
and scroll down to the, you mentioned the notice board there down at the bottom,
Yep.
and click here to read the comments and share your thoughts. And scroll down there.
More.
Oh, actually, you're still, yeah, okay. So if you log out because you're logged in as Bruce, I noticed, you had to enter this here as well. And again, that's, if you don't have that there, obviously you're going to increase the amount of comments that you get. But there are services that you can use that are sort of like spam filters for comment spam that can usually eliminate the need to do that. Basically, you send the comments to a comment spam filtering service and they send them back okay or not. And if this is WordPress, there's actually plugins for WordPress that you can get to do that. So that might be a way
Oh, okay.
because that's going to be a roadblock for some people not wanting to have to do that. So.
Yeah, and well, that might explain why there has been no comments, because we've heard on the telephone or from some folks that say, oh, I love the visuals of your new website,
Right.
And da-da-da-da, and we say, oh, great, put that in there, but they don't, right? And maybe that is part of it. The other part is that people, perhaps if they feel they're going to leave a comment, that their email address will be published.
Right.
And we put a little disclaimer here,
Yeah.
that maybe should be larger. And I noticed the lettering is kind of gray. It's got sort of a gray hue to it.
Well, the other thing is if you go back to the home page, I like these visuals here. I mean, they obviously tell the story of the product better than anything else could do.
Yep.
But there is a lot of
Too much, yeah.
this here.
I agree. Yep.
And that could be condensed down to
25
welcome from Bruce and Shirley, and you could read the whole thing somewhere else. But I think the number of people that are going to scroll down, read comment board, come down, click, at the very bottom. That's, so if there was some way of making that more prominent and sort of having a way of funneling people to that.
Yeah, no, I concur. It's on our wish list that we've sent in that we want this really diminished to maybe one paragraph. And we've sort of been doing this right-left thing, but maybe Welcome to Preserve Company should just be the video,
Right.
right? And then people would really get a sense of who we are, because the video in 1 minute and a half does do, I think, a pretty good job of explaining who we are. So get rid of the words and or cut them down, and then the comment board should come up. I guess, and whether we have the right tool here or not, I'm not sure, Peter, and we're open to advice. But we're considering Twitter. on the website and doing a Facebook website and so on and so forth. And we want to be transparent, so if we got a grumpy customer, then, put it in there and then people can see to what lengths we go and try to make a customer happy.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
My concern on that level though
Yeah.
is that there could be an abuse there, in that when people do see how far we go to make a customer happy, our concern is, take advantage of this person, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a danger there, I suppose. My reaction to that has always been, for as long as I'm doing this, that the havoc that you expect that people can wreak upon your business far outweighs what they actually.
Yeah,
I mean, in the grander scheme of things, nobody cares about the BI Preserve company. I mean,
No,
certain people do, but in terms of the billions of people on the internet, it's not a huge danger. So.
No, that's funny. I'm glad you said that too, because interestingly, in our retail shop, our staff will be very concerned about theft, shoplifting, and it's an issue for sure. It's something that happens. But I'd say, but you have to look at that 99.99999% of the people walking in these front doors are worth and valuable as a human being.
I won't go in a shop that says in a big sign at the door, leave your bags and purses at the front door, because basically what that store is telling me is I don't, as a introduction, I don't trust you.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I'm not going to bogart the conversation, but an interesting thing happened in our store 2 summers ago. A gentleman was looking at something, and it was a $115 bone china teapot, and he dropped it and it smashed, and he felt terrible. And one of our staff persons ran right over with a broom and cleaned it all up, and he said, I'm really, really sorry, and I want to pay you. And she says, no. She said, give me a hug. He said, what do you mean? Give me a hug. So she gave him a big hug. She just said, the boss told us if anybody ever drops anything on the floor here, just go over, there's no guilt allowed in the building, and give them a big hug.
Well, I'm happy to hear that message got through to them.
It got through to them, and she gave him a big hug, and that gentleman turned around and spent a considerable more than what he had dropped, and he sent us a letter, and
Well, he'll be your customer for life.
Exactly.
I think we're about to run out of time, so.
All right.
But thank you for being the victim of your own website, so to speak. This is not something that. This is what happens. The experience we went through when people use their own websites, and it happens to me all the time too. And it's often just useful to go through processes with a sort of a naive viewpoint, because it can be very educational.
And it has been for me, and I really appreciate it, Peter.
Okay.